You go back 3 or 4 years and you came to a big bank with a project and it sounded like it was a better mousetrap, better product, and it was exciting. And superficially the cash flows looked good and the contractors involved in the project were good. The odds are that the bank would approve that project and lend the money either itself or in a consortium. And now we're going back to the era which I remember when I first started working, and Tom would agree with me, where the credit people, all of a sudden, a lot of the credit people have been fired because they didn't do their jobs very well, and they are instructed to take a very, very close look at the viability of projects. And they're going to ask, well, why should we bother to get involved in a project? What justifies a bank getting involved in a project? Just because it looks like a better mousetrap, should we do it? I'll give you a very simple example of a practical thing I saw very, very recently. Talking to a bank about getting involved in a project which wasn't in the Dominican Republic, but was in a similar type of country. It wasn't too big, supported by world-class engineering group. It was power related. And I was talking to this particular banker and saying, well, you know, I want you to lend an amount of money less than $100 million. I want you to lend for maybe 5 years to get this project up and running, and then it will be refinanced. And he said, well, why should I bother to do that if I can get a return of, say, in the mid-teens? I right now can go and invest in some 5-year AIG bonds. AIG is 80% owned by the US government, and I can get a return of 24%. So that made me stop very quickly and think. And it's practical. It happened. About the what-ifs that the bankers have available to them. You know, I was in Warsaw, 4 weeks ago, talking to a unit of the Polish Treasury that runs the remaining companies that are left over from the communist era, where they're looking to either get rid of them, close them down, or improve their performance by borrowing more money so they can ultimately sell them off. Poland's an investment grade country, a member of the EU. And why are they talking to me? They're talking to me because they're having trouble borrowing from their domestic banks to support their own companies. You go outside and you talk again to big international banks and they say, oh, I don't want to lend $5 million for a little Polish state-owned company that maybe it's still going. That's too small. So what I'm doing, I'm just showing that there are a lot of different ranges. I could go on with those types of examples. So I think that it is very, very important to think about how your